Hello everyone, good evening once again. Here is your maestra or maestra Rhea, again of service to you when it comes to your problems in English, okay, because your concerns in English. So for today's topic, okay, we took it from one of the commenters we have yesterday, and his concern is actually on how to make use of certain prepositions which he gets confused with when preparing his email. So we are going to clarify to him when to make use of the prepositions in, on, and at. Actually, this is one very common concern sa atin, yung pagsulat, actually pag-send ng email. If not for the correct terms to be used, technically the prepositions in, on, and at. Why do we need to understand on these prepositions? Well, most of you would ask, oh, this is a common preposition. Everyone knows already the use of this, okay? But some of us still are confused on when to use them properly and in terms of how they are used as prepositions of places and prepositions of time, okay? And so that's what we're going to discuss today. So let's focus first. We'll have to chop the topic into two. So as prepositions of time and as prepositions of place. So we're going to start with the preposition of place. It's a very common confusion among students, even to professionals, as to when to use in, on, and at as prepositions of places. So let's make it a little simple so that we would know when to use them, especially we're trying to describe where the location of something is, someone is. Okay, so before I discuss further, I would like to emphasize that these prepositions should be understood in terms of their use sa context. Okay, we'll look into the context of how these words are actually used. Alright, so let's start off with in. When exactly do you make use of in as a preposition of place? Okay, so first things first, in, the word in is actually inside, so you're referring to an enclosed space. So when you are trying to describe something to be inside, it has to be inside the space. Okay, so when you say inside the bag, okay, inside the luggage, right, inside the house, so technically they are in an enclosed. In the library, inside the library, that's when you use in. Okay, when do you use on? How about for the on? Okay, when it comes to on, we are simply referring to a surface. Okay, surface, so on top of it. Okay, so you're going to say, I left my keys on the table. So you're referring on the table. If it's in the table, hindi pwede yun, kasi walang in the, unless you say inside the drawer, which is connected to the table, of course. But when you say on top, so nasa surface, it's on the surface. Okay, so example, when you say I left my keys on the table, on the table. Okay, another example is like, my brother put the stack of books on the desk. So on, so surface. That's for the use of on. Now how about for at? Okay, as for at, okay, at is used for more specific location or position of something, like when you say at the top of the table, at the back of the room, at the corner of that building. So you're referring to already to a specific location. Okay, that's when you use at. Well, aside from the use of these prepositions of place in terms of positioning or location, we also have to consider that these three prepositions are also misused when it comes to addresses, okay, places in particular, right? So for example, you use at when you're referring to a specific point or location, okay, or specific address. In here, you include the complete address, that includes the block number, okay, the street number, including the street and the whole of the address. So for example, when you say I live at 517 Block 8 Quezon Street, and so on. So you use at Okay, you use the preposition as. When do you use on? Okay, for on, you just remove the numerical figures in the complete address. So instead of saying including the block numbers and so on, you just say I live on Main Street, I live on Quezon Avenue, I live on Acacia Street. So that's for the on. Okay, and that's in terms of the use of in, it's now very wide. Okay, so in Africa, in San Fernando, in Baguio. Okay, so doon na sa wider space na siya or wider place siya. Yung sakop niya or yung scope niya. Okay, so I hope that's clear enough. Now we move on to your prepositions of time using in, on, and at, just the same. Okay, so let's start first with your preposition of time, particularly at. We use the preposition at, okay, when we are referring to a specific time of the day. Okay, at 3 p.m. I will meet you at the park at 3 p.m. So there's a specific time mentioned, okay, of the day. Okay, for the preposition of a preposition in, okay, you're referring to the duration of time. Okay, example, I will be staying at my aunt's place in April. So that means April, or for the month of April only. So there's a duration. Okay, you get the use of in there. Okay, so duration. So just like in the preposition of preposition of place in, it's within an enclosed space. So the same thing is it's duration. So it's a particular duration for the use of your in. Okay. Now how about on the use of your preposition on? When it comes to time, this one is used specifically for a particular or specific day or date. So like when you say there will be no classes on Monday. Monday is a day. Okay, I will make sure that I will be home on April 9, 2023. Specific date. Okay, so day and date, you make use of the preposition on. So those are the ways on how to make use of your prepositions in, on, and at as prepositions of time. So I hope I made it clear, Sir Jordan, on the use of these particular prepositions. So if you have other topics that seem to be confusing to you, please comment down below. Let me know. I might be of help in these confusions that you have about English basic grammar. Okay, so just comment below, and then if you'll be kind enough, send stars for support, share this video, and or you can also support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel. That's all. Thank you and bye.